number of action cameras on the market, and over the last couple of years they've increased no end, and I've been buying them all over the place. I started off with the very simple ones, and all the GoPro type ones, and I've got GoPros and virtually one of almost everyone, it seems. I'm addicted to them, but I did like this particular one, this Sony, and for a number of reasons, which I won't go into because that is not the reason I'm doing this video. The problem I found with this particular Sony, which I loved and do like, is the mounting. Now this one, according to the plate, is an HDR AS200V. I've written it down because there are so many numbers on all these cameras, it's difficult to keep track of them. But that's what this particular model is, and I know that there's been there's been a number of improvements on this particular camera. They've gone on to 4K and everything. But this particular one was fine, I really liked it. But its biggest problem was the mounting. Now, they supplied this, so it's a design feature, a problem probably, but this mount goes onto the camera, and then with the mount you've got now a screw for a tripod, or in my case one of these handheld handles, or whatever one you use, and there are a lot of them, but this particular one, for example, you can now stick that in there. Now that makes a very useful camera for me for filming some particular things that I like to film. But when I'm doing, for example, well, in this case, churchyards, and I want to talk, I want a microphone that's near me, near my mouth, but I want to be able to move the camera around filming. Well, the problem is that to put an external mic into this camera, you have to take this off, and underneath here you can put an external microphone in, which is great, but you can't mount it onto a tripod or a handle. So you can have a microphone like this, which you can have clipped to your shirt or whatever, and then you can move the camera around and talk, but you're only moving it around, or you're away, but you can't mount the camera. So I went on to, it was one of the reasons I went on to buying other cameras. I've tried various cameras, Garmin's, TomToms, all sorts of GoPros, everything. I've got them all. And there's always something wrong with one of them. There is no such thing, I think, as a perfect camera. But this really annoyed me because this was a good camera. So here we are. We've got a camera which you can't use on a tripod and have a microphone going into it. But then recently they introduced this one. Now this one is the FDR X3000 4K, which I don't personally use because I find that I just have so much problems with the rendering the video and working with it. There's just so much data that my software and computer just doesn't really deal with it. But anyway, that's not the issue here. The issue is putting a microphone into it. Now this one is an improvement over the previous one here, because this one's got stability control, a physical stability control as well, which means that the lens is floating slightly, so that it's compensating for any small movement. It doesn't compensate fully for large movement, obviously, but small jiggling about, it will compensate very well, so it does smooth out the picture. But the reason I bought this camera more than anything was this, and that is that in the back here we can plug in a microphone. We can then mount the camera onto a tripod or have a handle as we wish, and then we can have an external microphone. And also this is powered This is a powered microphone socket, because this microphone has no power, but it works really well. So I think what I'm going to do is to take my dog for a walk and have the camera set up like this and see what it comes out like. Time to take this dog for a walk. As usual, he's pretty excited. Well, it's a lovely day, and it's hard to believe actually that it's, here he comes, no, here he comes. It's hard to believe that it's beginning the first week of February. It's actually very spring-like at the moment. The birds are singing everywhere. My dog got the energy of a spring lamb. Not that I'm an expert in spring lambs. So I've got the microphone here just stuck onto the edge of my coat, and it's going into the back of the camera, and there's no power, no battery on this microphone. It's just stuck into the back of the camera, and the camera's powering the mic, and the sound is pretty good, I guess. And of course, this particular one, as I said, is the important difference between this model and the previous one is that you can have this on a tripod or anything, or on a handle, and you can plug the microphone in it, whereas the other one, it was underneath and you couldn't put it on a tripod and stick a microphone in, not the two together, which was a bit of a silly engineering or design fault. But on this camera now, you can be walking along and holding it on a handle screwed in through the tripod mount, and have the microphone in the back and run it successfully like that, which is an excellent proposition. Certainly gives you a lot more scope, so I'm quite pleased with that. And my dog having a nice time in the woods here, and there we are. So that's the Sony